What is a spirit animal, a spiritual animal, a power animal, a totem animal? Those are all different words, labels for very similar things. In some aspects, they are different depending on the culture and the origination, the origin of the word, the label. To me, a spirit animal is simply a being, an animal, who is with you in spirit, meaning they are with you in a way that is non-physical. They are protecting you typically, guiding you in other ways. And oftentimes, when I say spirit animal, I'm talking about the main spiritual animal that is around you. Sometimes they do come through as animals, but are in fact galactics and other beings who are just presenting in a way that is helpful for you to understand and experience without fear. So these beings I experienced very early on in my journey. I have a spiritual protector named El Tigre. He is my tiger guide, or they are my tiger guide. And they are a tiger. As big as a tiger, can be felt like a tiger, can be seen like a tiger. My journey started very young. My first awakening, my big awakening where I started realizing all of this was real. I was about 13 years old, and I had ridden my bike through a state park that was next to a country store my parents owned. I would spend a lot of time in that forest, running around, seeing different things. I had seen a Bigfoot footprint at one point. I had seen them as well. Not sure why I'm saying Bigfoot. That might be a message, because we don't use the word Bigfoot, we use Sasquatch. As they would say, calling them Bigfoot is kind of like calling somebody Four Eyes. It's not the most appropriate of terms. But for some reason that came through. Now back then, I did use those words when I was younger, until I met them and they cleared that up for me. So during that period of time, I was brought into contact with my tiger spirit animal. I rode my bike down this road, went to turn up to a place called Fisherman's Point. It's a sharp turn on my bike, and turned. And as I turned the bike out of the forest, a tiger walked out. The thing was, it was the size of a tiger. I could see it with my physical eyes, but it was transparent. It wasn't chasing me. It wasn't threatening me. But of course, at the time, you see a tiger walk out of the woods in northern Ohio, where tigers are not supposed to exist. Excuse me. Tigers are not supposed to exist. You kind of, slam on the brakes of your bike, turn around, and head straight back, because I was headed up to a dead end. The point was up a hill, and it was a dead end. Slammed my brakes, sped back. I ended up going on a journey with this tiger where they would follow me to school. I would get off the bus, they would be on the fence line, walking the fence line. I had accelerated classes. I was in 8th grade, and a friend and I would walk over to Spanish class in high school. They didn't offer language in the 8th grade, and we were able to take that rather than English, I believe. And so we took Spanish in high school, over in the high school, would walk over. And she noticed me acting weird one day, and she goes, what's going on? Because I'm like looking at the ground, trying not to pay attention to the fact that on the fence line, there's a tiger walking the fence line. I could see it with my eyes, can see it. And I'm confused. I think I'm, having a psychotic break. I'm going through these issues with my family where when we bought the country store, the wind is picking up, and hopefully you can hear me okay. Things started to, here, I'm going to do this actually. Things started to pick up with my family in the sense of aggression and chaos and the alcoholism and stuff when they owned the store. So I wasn't sure if I was going crazy because of that as well. And my friend picked up on this, and then I explained it to her. I was kind of like, you're not going to believe me, but And I explained it to her. And she goes, well, I know about power animals and totem animals from Native American spirituality. Her mom had taught her about those and tells me about them. And it just clicked, boom, instantly. In an instant, I had a relationship with this tiger, just in a heartbeat, in an instant, boom. I had a relationship with it. So I started talking to it. I started working with it. And here, this tiger was my protector, was just always guarding me, always on watch. There was some reason, and I don't remember why, but something about the school that when I entered the school, the property of the school, it like couldn't pass the threshold. And I could never figure that out. But it was always with me. And so I built a relationship just by acknowledging it, talking to it, and I could see it there, feel it there. It would hop in the bed at night, and I could feel it on the bed, kind of like breathing, deep breathing. They don't purr. Tigers chuff like like I don't know if I'm recreating that right, but they have a chuff sound. They don't purr, but it would feel like a giant cat in like these purring vibrations that were on the bed. And so this journey took place, and I moved out of the house at 18, went into a rental that my mom owned, and my friends would come over and we would talk about these things every once in a while. People were curious, and I would talk about the tiger. Well, the thing is, they started seeing the tiger. I had a friend who became my roommate, and when he lived with me, I had two of my friends. One lived with me for a short time. They would see the tiger walking around the house. They would sit there on the couch and they would just jump up and be like, oh my God. And I'd be like, what? And they're like, it just literally walked down the stairs. Like they saw a walk down the stairs out of the corner of their eye. We were playing poker one night with a bunch of friends, and I was sitting somewhere. My friend was sitting towards the hallway and watching the hallway, and he like looked up from his cards and his face went white and kind of like, oh my God. And I looked over and I went, what? And he's like, it's in the hallway staring at us. So we had these occurrences with my spirit animal protector because it was very in charge of the home. And there was one moment where a buddy came into the house. He had a lot of negative energy on him. The tiger did not like that. So he went upstairs to my bedroom, and I didn't have a door. I had bamboo curtains for a door because the door, the way the house was built and how it settled, it was so difficult to open and close. I just tore it off the hinges one day, and I'm like, I'm either getting a curtain or bamboo, and that's what I put was bamboo. We were sitting there in the days that you burn DVDs. Now, CDs. Sorry, we didn't have DVDs back then. We had CDs. You know, VHS, cassette tapes, CDs had just started. And so, buddy and I go up. We're sitting on my computer doing some music. You know, the way that you used to do it before Spotify and all these things came out back in probably 2004. And he's sitting there and he just freaks out because the bamboo, I hear the bamboo go shh, shh kind of thing. And he starts freaking out. I'm like, what? He's like, the tiger just walked through the bamboo curtain, parted the curtains, and I could see out of the corner of my eye when it did the like the curtain kind of parted the curtains and walked through. I didn't see the tiger. I'm so used to the energy. It's just normal for me. We go downstairs and I'm like, oh, you didn't see the tiger. I'm trying to calm him down. Just like, you know, it's okay. Just calm down. You didn't see anything, that sort of thing. Nothing, no harm type of thing. We go downstairs and my roommate, best friend at the time, is watching TV, and semis used to drive by the house. It was a really old house, real close to the road. They would shake the house. The house would shake when they drove by. And I just figured it was that. And so we asked him, and he goes, no, there hasn't been a semi for like a half hour or more. And so from that time on, that one buddy would not go up into upstairs. He like just did not want anything to do with the upstairs. So we had a lot of experiences with my tiger presenting itself and showing others that, hey, it was real. It was very real. What I want to say is that everybody pretty much has a spirit animal. They are real and they are something you can communicate with. I'm going to do a live after this reel later tonight, or it will be posted if you see this, and a spirit animal mini reading that will be available as well. Love you all. Grateful for each and every one of you.